pizza and bread, so let's go. The oven's hot, the bread is ready, the pizza dough is ready. And looking extremely sticky again today. So I think plenty of flour is going to be the key. Wow, really sticky, not like yesterday. It's all a learning curve, it's what we're here for, it's what I'm doing. Just learning to roll with the inconsistencies of mixing the dough, I guess, and timing it and doing too many things. And it's a whole bunch of different stuff going on. Well, it's spreading out nicely, and this is one thing I wanted to do better than I have done the last couple of days, is to get my pizza bases bigger, more spread out. Is the door falling down? I don't know why that can't put it in there properly. So I've got a bunch of different toppings, standards, tomato, cheese, got some bacon again and some onion again because that was a really nice combination, but also today I've got some mushroom and I've got some saiua, which is a northern Thai style sausage, a salami if you like, a pepperoni. And that'll just fit nicely with our Thai fusion things. This is looking like a pizza blob here. I've got it nice and big, but I've got it a little bit thin here and there, a few holes. Tomato on there. What am I going to do first? Let me do the side. No, I'll just do something a bit more simple than that. I'll do put some onion on. Some mushroom. And some bacon. Was happy with the pizzas I did the other day. They've turned out nicely, and last night I thawed one of them and enjoyed that for my dinner. It was just thawed it out in the just the little grill oven that we've got, and it worked very well. So I'll be looking forward to further testing that. There we go. time of the day. It's looking a bit bright there, isn't it? It's a bit hard to see. I'm kind of tethered though because I've got to keep my phone plugged in. It's extra bright from that angle. Any better with the light on? That's a bit better, isn't it? The light turned on, angle up a bit. Not great because it's pretty bright today. We've got a nice sunny day here. That doesn't necessarily make for easy video capture. A little bit of a problem there, but it's had a couple of holes in there, and as I slid it off, it's kind of stuck. So some of the cheese has come sliding off onto my piece of granite. So it's going to just be a little bit sticky for this first one, then I'll clean it again. So it should be okay. Got the temperature of about 150 in there today. And over there it's down to, yeah, it's only 224, 250, 220. So it's not as hot as it's been the other couple of days, but it's okay. It's I've managed to get the fire up to temperature a little bit quicker, but I've found that the other 2 days, especially the first day when I got the fire going early, and then it took me a long time to prepare everything, and so the temperature just held really, really well for a long time. Because of it being hot for such a long time, and then the dome just holds that heat and just keeps piling it onto the my dough hydration. Somebody's asking. I'm sorry, I don't have it measured, but I've got. I make my Polish with 100%. Well, I don't know if it's 100% hydration. It's 300 grams of flour and 300 mils of water, and then leave that overnight. And then today I've added another 100 mil of water and another 300 grams, maybe 350 grams of flour to that. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure of what the hydration percentage is. Sorry. A little bit of an odd shape, but it's cooking okay. I might need to just pop a little bit more wood on that fire after this one's done, because I'm feeling it isn't giving me as much heat as I'd like. Yeah, the temperature's down a bit. Got the thermometer in there. Yeah, I think it is about 70%. That's what I'm kind of thinking as I'm saying it. Yeah, my temperature's not hot enough today, unfortunately. Well, it's not as hot as I would like it to be. It's still cooking okay. A little bit misshape an experiment there as it slid off the peel not very well. So and today, as I said, my dough is a little bit stickier than it has been the past couple of days. So I'm not sure why that is, because I've mixed it the same way. And it's not so humid here today. It's not as humid as it has been, and I know that affects it. Looks pretty good. A little bit of a weird shape there. It's like somebody's taken a slice out of it already, but the crust is nice, and cheese is melted nicely. Topping's looking good. We'll call that one good. Okay, and pop that over there. Yeah, that's not nearly as hot as it was the other day. I couldn't have put my hand in there like that the last few times, but let me see. Kind of running a bit thin on the supply of good dry wood. Don't want to put a whole lot on because it's pushed the temperature up too high, but I need it a bit more than it is now. Give me a minute, see what I can find. Okay, I've got a few pieces of scrap at my shed, so they should just hopefully provide enough but not too much extra heat. Give that a minute to fire up and just increase my temperature in there. So both times that I've made the loaves of bread after doing the pizza, my oven has been still too hot. And the first day my bread had risen too much, and when I moved it, it had collapsed. And then 2 days ago when I made the white loaf, I had a kind of a similar problem. My wet towel that I'd placed over the dough got stuck to it, and as I peeled it off, it collapsed again. The loaves are okay, they're edible, but I want to have them a bit bigger. And I'm going into Chiang Mai City tomorrow. I'll go to the bakery store there, and I'm going to buy myself a couple of bread pans because I need those. I think it'll be much easier to just be able to drop the dough into a bread pan loaf and let it rise with having it covered, and then put the whole lot straight in the oven. It'll be much easier. Let me clean that a bit more. I'll just put the door on until we're ready to go, and let's get another one of these dough balls out there. That's very sticky. But a little bit sticky and a little bit more flour. Now this is going to take me some practice to get this so I get a nice even shape with a nice puffy fat crust. I've watched a few different techniques online. People talk about stretching it and pulling it. Other people, they talk about doing this with it and just letting gravity do the work. And of course, the experts that I watch, they make it look so easy. But it's encouraging that I know the more that I practice, and this is something I teach people when I'm teaching photography, the more you practice, the more you get used to it, the better you'll get, the easier it becomes, and then it becomes more like second nature. Okay, this one I'm going to do tomato base, which is my homemade tomato base. I like to make this myself. I need to go and buy another 5 kilo of tomatoes and make some more because, funny enough, we're running out. What was I going to put on here? I think I'm just going to do this a pretty simple one with the saiua. This is that's the saiua there. It's a northern Thai style sausage. Spicy, fabulous flavour. Everybody makes it a little bit differently. My wife has found a lady down at our local market down here that makes it really nicely. So and we'll be able to order it from her, and it's really not expensive either. She got a good amount for just $100, so $3 worth and probably 200 grams. So we'll look forward to seeing how this one tastes. I'm going to take my door off. That's better. I like it when they go in like that, just the way they should. The other thing that I've done the last 2 days is I've got a little LED light on a stand here, just on a photography light stand, and having it pointing into the oven like this is really great because it just allows me to easily see how the pizza's coming along. So that's better. We're up to temperature again. It's about 250 Celsius. And this time there's no problem with cheese or tomato sauce on the granite stone, so it's looking good. It's looking good. Let me see if I can take you off the tripod. There you go. Get out of the light, that'll help. Yeah, it's pretty hot on there. I'm feeling that. But she's coming along quite nicely. And this one's a much better shape. So, Just a little bit cautious. I've got quite a bit of flame in there from that wood that I've just put in, but that's it was necessary, and it's done the job. It's got the oven back up to temperature again. I've got one quite a big chunky log in there, and that's fired that up. So I don't think I'll be putting any more fuel on the fire, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. Crust puffing up nicely, browning up nicely. Oh yeah, that's really flaming now. Yeah, let's get it nice and brown on the bottom. Yeah, the last couple of days too, today and the previous time, I've actually, while I'm heating the oven, I've pushed, once I've got some good red hot coals, I've just brought some of them out onto the granite. So just wanting to get my granite a bit hotter so that we can, we got a bit of heat in there. That looks like I've got a delivery of something here, so I'm going to duck away for a minute. Oh, that looks pretty good. How about that? Iowa pizza. Where's my tray? We're back in a minute. I've got some guys here. Glove on again because that temperature up there in there is right up now. It's fabulous how quickly it can change once there's some temperature, so once there's some heat in the oven already. It doesn't really take a lot. That was just 3 small pieces of wood, and it's brought the temperature up significantly. Okay. I think I'm good to go. No, I'll leave that off because it's hot enough. Just need more flour because the dough is so damp, so sticky. but it's managing okay actually. Oh, look at the ear and that. You can't see it, can you? Because that's the one. And it's good. I'm happy today. I'm managing to get my the size of my pizzas much better. So they're filling the shape, filling the size of the board, which is what I want. The ones that I made the other day, the crusts were nice and puffy. My dough balls were the same size, and the crusts were super puffy, but my base was maybe a little bit too small and maybe a little bit too thin. But we live and learn, don't we? So, hello, what? I'm going to get some pizza there, dog. So this one is going to be another pretty straightforward bacon, mushroom, onion and cheese on the tomato base. This is for a Farang style pizza, I guess, a foreign style pizza, whereas the one with the Thai sausage on, that's into our category of Thai fusion. A little bit more cheese. Don't want to skip on the cheese. I just miscalculated. I'll put all of that on there, so it's nice. And then do a bit more. I have to grate a bit more on the side. Put some onion on there as well. Oh good, that's looking nice. And again, off the peel nice and easily. I do like it when that happens. It's just makes life a lot more pleasant when you get a nice slide onto the stone. It means it's not sticky, and the pizza keeps its shape. The base doesn't get contorted like my first one did. How's that looking in there, do you think? Pretty good. Hard to see, my light's not in a good position. Good crust again, it's puffing up nicely. I'll just check my temperature. I think it's kind of feels like it's down a bit from before. Oh, that's about. The thermometer's telling me it's about the same, but it feels different. And certainly there's not nearly as much flame there, so that's okay. It's cooking a little bit slower. Sometimes that makes it just a little bit easier to manage. But there's nothing on the pizzas that need time to bake. It's anything that I'm putting on my pizza, the onion, the mushrooms, the bacon, it's all already cooked. So it's just being, or partially cooked. The first time when I cooked the bacon, it was a little bit too crispy, so I've backed off this time and just cooked it so it's a little bit tender. The onion's nicely caramelised, makes it nice and sweet, and I am not a fan of raw onion. If I put raw onion on the pizza, it's not going to cook through enough for my taste. So I think I'm going to have to take some photographs of these today. They're looking pretty good. Yep, well, that's going to be done. Didn't need much more at all. Oh, I think that's a pretty one. Look at that. Not too bad at all. Nice big fat puffy crust. That's what I want. Where's my board gone? Does it? Now I'm just going to take these up inside and I'll be back with you shortly because I need some more ingredients as well. Okay, last one. And this dough is just spread out amazingly. piece of dough. Look at the air in there. And it's really amazingly soft. One thing watching videos online, like you might be now, and I have watched plenty of videos about dough mixing and consistency and stuff, but you can never feel it when you watch the video, and it's so important, and you can't describe, well, maybe there's a way of describing it, but I haven't discovered it yet to get it to the right feeling, where it isn't too dry, it's not too sticky, and the gluten's formed nicely and it's nice and stretchy. I think these are looking better today. I'm certainly happier with the size that I'm getting. Like I said, it's better filling our trays. The birdie here wants to come and help. So this one is going to be another one of my experimental ones with my mango chutney. I don't have any chicken today. A bit thin on the cheese there too. Oops, I'm just taking my fork inside. This is mango chutney that I've made myself from the end of season mangoes I bought from the market. It's $10 a kilo, so for the equivalent of about $2 US, I got 4 kilos of mango. And mango's mango, it's almost fabulous, but they weren't the best because they're the end of the season ones. In our neighbour's property next door that we look after, they live overseas and they're not interested in the trees, keeping the trees on the property so much, or the fruit or anything. But I'd been told that the mangoes from the trees over there was but not very nice. And then right at the end of the season I decided to try for myself and discovered that they were actually delicious mangoes. So I harvested what I could from the last of them, and then made some mango chutney for the first time, and it was really good, but I hadn't written down what I'd done, so I was kind of keen to make another batch rather than having to wait another maybe 6 or 8 months before we got fresh mangoes again, or fresh local mangoes again. And so I found some at the market, like I said, crazy cheap, and purchased a few kilos of those and made some more chutney, and it's turned out really well. And I made some fresh bread, and I had just put some mango chutney on this fresh wholemeal bread that I made, and it was just fabulous. So I thought I should make a pizza with mango chutney and cheese. So that's what I did. The other day when I did it too, I also added some chicken, the rotisserie grilled chicken that we buy locally here, that is just amazing. But I'd run out of that today, so it's just going to be mango chutney and cheese, and that'll be my lunch. Bird, you shouldn't be on the table, but you don't know the difference, do you? So the other thing that I've got to cook today is some pumpkin, or squash, as some people call it. Might be a bit unusual for our American friends, but where I grew up, we would roast pumpkin. So that would go in with the roast potatoes and onions and whatever meat, maybe a leg of lamb or something like that, or a chicken. And that's we eat pumpkin in a lot of countries. New Zealand, Australia, I know, and I think United Kingdom. Possibly in Europe, I'm not sure, but a lot of countries eat pumpkin as a savoury, not so much as a sweet, as I know Americans do. And I was going to include some pumpkin with this, but I decided that I wouldn't. So that when I made this one the other day with the chicken, I also added. Did I add the pumpkin? No, when I did it once with pumpkin with the mango, and it didn't work very well. But my mum suggested to bake the pumpkin. I'd boiled the pumpkin and mashed it and added it. But Mum said if I bake the pumpkin, it's going to retain a lot more flavour and be a lot sweeter. So I'll bake the pumpkin today and just keep it in the fridge and then use it for next time. And I'll see if I can get some more of the chicken as well. It's looking pretty good. I had wondered about the mango because it's a bit moist, so I've reduced the amount of moisture, reduced the amount of liquid from the chutney, but I will also freeze some of this one and just experiment with it because I'm not sure how well it will freeze, or more so how well it will thaw. So it's a bit of a worry if there's too much liquid on anything that you freeze. It's just going to get very wet when it thaws out, and that'll destroy the pastry. That'll destroy the dough and make your pizza dough soggy, which I don't want. Soggy pizza dough is no fun. It's not what we're after. So I'll put the pumpkin in, and I've also got some onion. I've peeled an onion and cut that in half, so I'll put that in with the pumpkin, drizzle a bit of oil on it. And then I've got another loaf of bread to do. There we go. How's that? Oh, it smells amazing. Oh, incredible! Because the chutney's got onion, garlic, chilli, and quite a bit of ginger in it too. So it's pretty tasty. So all that one done. Look, fabulous. Very happy about that. And I will now go up and get the pumpkin to put in there, and then I've got another batch of bread that I'm going to put in, but today I'm going to do it slightly differently, so I'll need to go and pay some attention to that, and I'm going to make 2 smaller loaves out of the regular loaf that I normally make out of that mix of dough, because I think it'll just be a bit easier to manage once it's risen. And then tomorrow I'll buy some bread pans and see how we go from there. Temperature's still pretty hot in there. Yeah, it's still 250 on the floor. The ambient temperature's down a bit. I might just play with fire a little bit. See if I can move it apart and discourage it a little bit. And I'll open the vent in the back as well, so that should help it cool down. Because one of the main problems that I've had with the bread, or the main problem that I've had with the bread, is that the oven's been too hot. And so it hasn't, the loaf hasn't cooked through properly. It's got nice and golden brown on the top, but underneath it's still not cooked, and inside it's not cooked properly. So I'm figuring if I make a couple of smaller loaves today, that might alleviate that problem. I'm just going to duck inside and grab the vegetables. So there we go, a nice tray of pumpkin and a couple of halves of onion in there. Just pop that in there and keep an eye on it. Or half an eye on it. I don't think it's going to cook too quickly. It'll just need to take a wee bit of time, and because that's about all there is today. I'm going to say thanks for watching. If anybody has, there's nobody even watching now, but someone was. If you've commented, there's been someone popping up on the live chat that I've answered some of their questions, but I don't know if I can find these chat messages again. But hopefully I'll be able to... okay, good night from Texas. Someone in Texas was watching me, that's nice, on the other side of the world. Saying good night, so it's... I don't even know what the time here is, it's probably midday here now. But the rest of this is going to be a little bit boring, so I'll sign off now, and we'll be back again probably on Sunday to do some more, I think. We'll see how we go.